This is a map of all 32 NFL teams, and each team only has one goal they're chasing after, and that one goal is to take over the whole entire map and beat any team that comes in their way. This is NFL Imperialism. So first we start by spinning this wheel right here that has all the teams on the map, and it's going to be starting with the Giants. And then we spin this arrow to see which direction they're going to be attacking, and it looks like they're going to be going south. And it looks like the first matchup we're going to have right away is going to be the Giants versus the Bills, which is going to get pretty interesting. And going into a game like this, it was pretty obvious that the Bills were the better team here, and the Giants were probably not going to be able to keep up with them. But very quickly, they would be proving everybody wrong, and things would be taking a very quick turn here for the Giants. They would have a 13-0 lead in the fourth quarter over the Bills, and with the Bills entering their final drive, they would only have one more shot to win this game. Josh Allen lined up at the goal line. Obviously 18 seconds left for them. They need to score here, or else this game is just going to be cooked. And they do get the touchdown there, Shakir, but clearly that may not be enough at the end of the day. And here we go. Biggest onside kick here so far. And the Giants, they almost missed the recovery. And that is going to do it. Oh my God. That is the craziest upset I've seen so far. And not even one game in, we would be seeing probably one of the favorite teams to win out this whole entire thing go down right away. And another twist we're adding to this is that every single time a team wins, they would be stealing their opponent's best player. So as we look at the Giants, they're going to be taking Josh Allen from the Bills, which now makes this Giants team a lot better with everybody healthy. So now that we have everything covered, jumping into the next spin, the Dolphins would only be taking Alabama, so nothing special here. All right, let's see who's going to be going next, and it looks like we are going to be landing on the Cleveland Browns. And for the Browns, it looks like they're going to be attacking north. And it looks like for the Browns going up north, they're going to have to face the Lions here, which is definitely going to be pretty tough for them. And for the Browns, a game like this is going to be pretty tough for them because in real life, they actually got destroyed by the Lions. So if you're expecting an upset, think again because the Lions would absolutely destroy the Browns yet again. So as we see Cleveland get taken over by Detroit, Myles Garrett would be heading over to the Lions now to pair up with Aiden Hutchinson, having one of the best edge rush groups in the league now. So as we go on to the next team, the Steelers would be attacking, this time going up into Jets territory, which could be a very good revenge game for Aaron Rodgers here. And in a game like this, I thought the Jets would absolutely get destroyed by the Steelers here, but the Jets would actually be hanging on against them pretty well. But none of that would end up mattering as the Steelers would still be taking them down 31-20, ending their run here pretty quick. So not only would the Steelers be taking all of the Jets territory, but they would also be gaining themselves Sauce Gardner to help out that defense. And over the next two spins, both teams would end up be taking some territory, being the Ravens taking South Carolina and the Dolphins taking Mississippi to add to their territory gain. All right, let's see who's going to be going this time. And it looks like we are going to land on the Titans. Okay. And for the Titans, they're going to be attacking Southeast. So this game's definitely going to be terrifying for the Titans here. They're going to have to face the Falcons. To be honest, I don't think they stand a chance, but I just saw the Giants beat the Bills, so anything's up for grabs at this point. And even though the Titans might have a very good defense going for themselves, that offense is probably one of the worst in the league. And when you have to face a team like the Falcons that has a very good defense and offense, it was just clear that the Titans probably wouldn't have a chance. But to everybody's surprise, they would actually be keeping this game close with the Falcons as they would be up 15-12 going into the fourth. But if the Titans want to close this game out, they're going to have to stop the Falcons with 40 seconds left in the fourth. They have to get this or else the game's over. They only have one timeout and there's not enough time to cover anything else. Penix throws it out to Drake London and he's going to get the first down and they call timeout right away. Huge catch there. Clock keeps ticking. Now we're down to 11 seconds. Gets it out to Bijan and gets it only to the 40. I don't even know if they're gonna have enough time to do anything. And that is going to be it. Oh my God. And so after one of the worst managed 2-minute drills by the Falcons, the Titans would be taking them down and taking all their territory. And in the process, the Titans would also be adding Bijan Robinson to the team to help make that running back room just a little bit better. And not even 2 games into this Imperialism, we've already seen 2 upsets already happen. But trust me, things are going to get even crazier later on. Here we go. Titans for the game right here. They're at the goal line. This is the best position you could be in. But before we even get there, there's going to be a few more things happening. First would be the Chiefs taking over Oklahoma. Then we'd be seeing the wheel land on the 49ers, who would be attacking Northeast to go against the Raiders. And with this 49ers team being healthy, it was pretty clear that they were miles better than the Raiders going into this. But as I said earlier, there were going to be more upsets to come, and the Raiders would be showing another one here, beating the 49ers 24-10. So as we see the Raiders take all of San Francisco's territory, they would also be adding Trent Williams to the offensive line since we know they could use all the help there. All right, let's see who's going to land on this time. And it looks like we're going to be seeing the Eagles play. Okay. Let's see what direction the Eagles are going to be attacking here. And it looks like they're going to be going down south. And it looks like we're actually about to get a classic little divisional game here. Eagles versus Commanders should be pretty interesting. And as we look at a game like this, both these teams being divisional rivals and also having great teams is going to be challenges for each of them. And both of these teams would be battling it out the whole time. And going into the fourth quarter, they would both be tied at 28 apiece. But as we got down to less than 2:40 left in the fourth, the Commanders would be down 28-35 with the ball. So if they wanted to win this game, it was going to be in the hands of Jaden Daniels. All right, here we go. 2nd and 4, just coming out of the 2-minute warning. Jaden Daniels and company got to try to tie this game up. And so far, they're about to get across the 50 potentially, and incomplete pass there. Great defense there. All right, 3rd and 4 now for the Commanders. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen here. Jaden throws it out to Debo and is going to get a first down there, a little bit across the 50 now. All right, 1st and 10. Jaden dropping back, hits Debo again, and he's going to break 2 tackles here and gets the first down. What a play by him. Jaden now has to find someone quick, gets it out to Noah Brown, I think. Oh no, that's Jalen Lane or something. And he gets it down, 2nd and inches there. So far, they're moving the chains here pretty well. Jaden Daniels on the read option is gonna keep it and grabs a first down for himself. Jaden on 1st and 10, has to throw it out, gets out of bounds there with around 55 seconds left. Very odd play. Jaden Daniels trying to scramble out a little bit. Somehow they don't sack him there, and they do get him now, but just before he gets 3 yards there, now 3rd and inches. Very big play here coming down to the line for the Commanders. If they want to keep moving on, they got to get the first down here, but the Eagles are looking for the stop to take a big advantage in this one. And Debo Samuel catches it down the middle. Commanders call timeout right away. 17 seconds left. Here we go now. Debo Samuel somehow been saving this for the Commanders. And whoa, what a dot. I didn't even see the ball for whatever reason. Touchdown Commanders. What a play. And the Commanders are going to line up for 2 points here. Okay, hold on. This could actually be huge. This is the game right here. There is not going to be an overtime. And I don't even know if the Eagles are going to be able to march downfield in 14 seconds. Jaden gets pressured right away. Noah Brown wide open in the end zone. Commanders take the lead with 14 left. Oh my God. So just like that, the Commanders would be taking down the Eagles and taking Philadelphia with it. Along with that, they would also be stealing Saquon Barkley to pair with Jaden Daniels on the offense, making this team one of the most elite offenses left. So as we move on to the next game, we'd be seeing another important matchup happening where the Texans would be attacking the Cowboys. So as we look towards the Battle of Texas here, it's pretty important to note that the Cowboys have a pretty good offense going for them, but as we know, that defense is absolutely terrible. So when you have to face a team like the Texans who have a pretty good offense and a pretty good defense, it's not going to be an easy game for them. And that would be made very clear in this game as the Texans would be taking down the Cowboys 30-17, making a huge win for them. So along to winning the Battle of Texas, the Texans would also be stealing CeeDee Lamb from the Cowboys to add to their elite wide receiver group. All right, let's see who's going to be going next here, and it looks like it's going to be the Jaguars. Okay. And for the Jaguars, they're going to have to play the Buccaneers to battle for the other half of Florida. And in a game like this, I was expecting it to be pretty close with the Jags and the Buccaneers, but the Jaguars clearly had zero chance against the Buccaneers as they would get shut out 13-0. So now the Buccaneers would be taking Jacksonville's territory, and along with that, they'd also be stealing Josh Hines-Allen on the defense. So as we move forward, the wheel would be landing on the Titans and they would be attacking west to go play against the Dolphins. And as you can't forget, the Titans do have Bijan Robinson from taking the Falcons territory, so the Titans are actually probably the better team here going against the Dolphins. And the Dolphins would do a very good job of hanging around in this game as the Titans would only be up 16-13 going into the fourth quarter. And luckily for Miami, they would have one chance to try to win this game out for themselves. All right, here we go for Tua and the Dolphins here. 1st and 10 for them. Tua throws it right out to Tyreek Hill, and he's gonna get only a few yards there. Tua now is dropping back. 2nd and 6 now, 1:10 left. Gets it out to Achane. He's gonna get it across the 50 there. Very big play for them. Clock ticking now, 48 seconds left for the Dolphins. They're not in an absolute rush anymore, even though they're kind of getting into field goal range. Tua now on the play action pass, taking his sweet time in the pocket and gets the ball. I think that's completed right out there. 2nd and 1. 3rd and 1 now for the Dolphins here. They're just across the 40-yard line. You would probably want to get a little bit closer to make sure that kick goes in. And they do grab the first down and get to stop the clock. Tua now handing it off to Devon Achane. Achane with some room to go at the 5, and he's gonna score for the Dolphins. 22 seconds left. Dolphins go up 3 points now. The Dolphins could be potentially just seconds away from not only taking the Titans territory, but also gaining Bijan Robinson. And the Titans do grab a first down right there and have to call timeout again with 6 left. We'll see what the Titans do here. They probably take one more shot down the middle and use their last timeout to their advantage. Cam Ward, though, looks like they're just going to go for it all here. And here we go. Let's see if they get it. And the Titans, they do not get it. The Dolphins win and take out. Wait, there's pass interference. Oh my God. I didn't even see the flag come out. Okay, here we go. Titans for the game right here. They're at the goal line. This is the best position you could be in. And the defense swats it down. What a stop by the Dolphins defense after a huge mistake. Well, after a almost huge choke by the Dolphins defense, they end up moving on and taking all of the Titans territory. And another thing they'll also be gaining is Bijan Robinson from the Titans, helping this Dolphins explosive offense get even better. So now, as we've seen, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be benefiting from taking some of these players. And in this next game, there could be some huge things at stake here. Because as we go on to the next wheel spin, the Bears would be attacking south as they would have to go face the Chiefs. And a win here for the Bears would benefit them a lot, getting Mahomes at quarterback. But for the Chiefs, they could add even more firepower to their team as is. And this game would be close the whole entire time, with the Bears only being down 20-17 going into the fourth with less than 2 minutes. So if the Bears want a chance to somehow change their quarterback room, they're going to have to win this. Caleb Williams now, 1st and 10, 58 seconds left. Gets it out to Burden again, who's making some big plays on this drive. At this point, the Bears should be in no rush to necessarily score right away, with 1st and goal now going for them. And Caleb Williams gets, and that is going to be a touchdown. I didn't think it was, but it looks like it is. And Caleb Williams helps his team take the lead with 52 seconds left. 1st and 10 now for Mahomes with 48 seconds left. All 3 timeouts still. Gets it out to Hollywood Brown, who grabs the first down for them. Here we go now. Mahomes with a little over 40 seconds left. Worthy could have taken it down more towards the sideline, but gets out 2nd and 5. Here we go, 2nd and 5. Mahomes gets it out to Worthy, who's going to make a big play there. Gets it across the 50. Mahomes now, 1st and 10. Worthy again making another big play and grabs a first down for them. Timeout Chiefs. Very important to note now, Chiefs have 0 timeouts left with 31 seconds, and they need a touchdown, but they are across their own 40. And Hollywood Brown gets them the first down with the clock ticking. Here we go now, 9, 8, 7. The Chiefs got to snap the ball at some point. Mahomes now throws it out to Xavier Worthy, who's going to get pretty much nothing there, and that is going to do it. I don't even know what just happened there. The Bears just took down the Chiefs in Kansas City. What a game. And so just like that, one of the biggest games to happen here, the Bears would be taking down the Chiefs and also gaining Patrick Mahomes in the middle of this. And with the win right there, the Bears all of a sudden turn into a pretty legit team here on out. And right after the Bears pulled off a huge win, the Patriots would be landing on the wheel, taking Rhode Island with them. So as we move on to the next spin, this time the wheel would be landing on the Packers, who would have to face against a division rival being the Detroit Lions. And this is going to be a pretty important game for both teams. The Lions have just gained Myles Garrett, but in a game like this, no team is pretty much guaranteed to win at this point. And if you think that the Lions adding Myles Garrett would help them win out a lot more in this video, that would no longer be the case, as the Packers would be sneaking away with the win 17-13. So not only would the Packers be taking all of the Lions territory, they'd also be gaining themselves Myles Garrett to now have possibly the best edge rush duo in the league, now being Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett. And if you already thought the Packers were potentially one of the favorites to win this thing out, it could get even crazier here later on. But before we ever see the Packers attack again, we'll be seeing a few more teams go, with the Cardinals taking New Mexico and the Patriots taking Connecticut. And on the next wheel spin, the Broncos will be attacking south to go against the Arizona Cardinals, which could be a pretty interesting game here. While the Broncos offense isn't really clicking all that great right now, their defense is still one of the best in the league. And against a Cardinals offense that's not very powerful right now, it could actually be a pretty big weakness for them. And that's kind of how this game would be going the whole entire time, with it being a very defensive powerful game and both teams holding close to each other, with the score being 21-16 with less than 2 in the fourth. But for the Broncos, they would never find a way to gain back a lead in this game, so they would be losing to the Cardinals 21-16 and losing all of their territory with it. And along with that, the Cardinals would be gaining some very big defensive help by getting Patrick Surtain II from the Broncos, helping that cornerback room out a lot. So as we look on to the next wheel spin, the wheel this time would be landing on the Steelers, who would be attacking it to Giants territory, who now have a very good team going for them. And as you remember, the last time we saw the Giants, they now have added Josh Allen at quarterback, so this team's a lot more scarier than it once was. And the Giants' first game with Josh Allen at quarterback would be an absolute embarrassment for the Steelers, as they would be losing 38-13 and losing all their territory in the middle of that. And to add on to this insane Giants run, they will also be gaining TJ Watt from them, which is going to help out their defense tremendously. So as we move on to the next wheel spin, this time it would be landing on the Vikings, who are going to be facing one of their divisional rivals, being the Green Bay Packers. And as we saw, the Packers recently added Myles Garrett to their pass rush room, so that defense is even better than it once was. And even though the Vikings have a pretty good team going for them right now, it's going to be very tough for them to win in a game like this. So going into the fourth quarter, both teams would actually be tied shockingly. And throughout the rest of the fourth quarter, they would be staying tied, so we would be seeing overtime happen in this game. All right, here we go. McCarthy now, 3rd and 15. He's dropping back. Has a little bit of time, gets it out to Jordan Addison. That is not going to be good enough for the first down, though. All right, here comes Jordan Love now. All they need here is just a field goal to end this thing for them. And they would probably be adding Justin Jefferson to this offense, which would be insane. Love hands it off to Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs gets a little bit of room there, grabs the first down on his way. So far, very interesting for the Packers here. Not a crazy passing game going for them, but now they hit Matthew Golden there, and he's going to grab a first down himself. Love now handing it off to Josh Jacobs again. He's going to find a lot of room and gets it down to the 30-yard line. The Packers now pretty much trying to wrap this game up here. Maybe get a little bit closer on the field goal, but we will see what they do. Love gonna throw it out to his guy Jaden Reed there and gets down to around the 21. Love now looks for Dontavian Wicks and gets a few yards there. Can find Matthew Golden. He's gonna grab a first down, it looks like. I know he's gonna be short. 3rd and inches here. We'll see if they just run it to grab a first. They might even score on their way over. We will have to see. Love is gonna throw it. Gets it out incomplete. That is gonna set up a field goal here for them though. Okay, so for whatever reason, they're going for it. All right, I love just the Madden coaching engine. It doesn't even matter. Easy walk-in touchdown for Josh Jacobs there. That does it. The Packers are taking over Minnesota. And in a pretty thrilling overtime game, the Packers would be coming out on top and then continuing their amazing run in this video so far. So as we'll see them taking all of the Vikings territory now, they will also be gaining potentially the best receiver in the NFL in Justin Jefferson to help out this offense. And this Packers team is starting to get pretty serious here. To be honest, they look like the team to beat right now. But we're not going to be seeing them for a little bit, because on the next turn, it would be the Bears taking Iowa, which means nothing. But then we would be seeing the wheel land on the Ravens, who would be attacking south to go play against the Panthers. And Lamar Jackson and company would be taking care of business very easily there, taking down the Panthers and also getting Derek Brown to help out the defense as well. And before we see more action take place, we're going to see the Bengals take West Virginia and the Patriots take New Jersey. All right, let's see what we got going up next here. And it looks like we're going to have the Saints going. And we'd be seeing the Saints go southwest to get into the direction of the Texans territory. And shockingly, the Saints were able to keep this game close. But at the end of the day, the Texans were just the better team and would end up beating them 20-12. So as they would be taking all of New Orleans territory, they would also be gaining Demario Davis to help out the defense. But up next, we would now be seeing the wheel land on the Chargers, who are going to be entering Cardinals territory, who have recently gained Patrick Surtain II on the team. And I was kind of expecting the Chargers to dominate this game for the most part, just because it seemed like they were the better team, but the Cardinals would be continuing their insane run so far, taking down the Chargers 28-14. That's a pretty big statement win for the Cardinals, taking even more territory with them. What a win for them. So not only are they taking even more territory, but they now have a new QB1 in town, being Justin Herbert, to help them win along the way. And with the Chargers being eliminated, we are now down to the last 16 teams on the map, and things are looking pretty interesting from here. As we've seen, the Packers have a great powerhouse being developed, but the Cardinals and Texans seem to be gaining quite a bit of territory. And yet, there are still some teams that have not done anything so far who could easily make a big run here soon. And with that being said, our next matchup now would be the Commanders going into the Giants territory, which is going to make for a very good game here. The Giants have added Josh Allen and TJ Watt, while the Commanders have added Saquon Barkley, so both these teams have a lot going for themselves. And I was expecting a lot more of a high-scoring game in a game like this, but the Commanders would actually be leading going into the fourth quarter 24-14, which is a pretty bad sign for the Giants here. And even though the Giants had one last-ditch effort to try to take down the Commanders, that would end up failing, and the Giants would be eliminated. And with the Commanders taking down the Giants and taking all of their territory, it's very clear the Commanders are not going to need Jayden Daniels anymore. as they have gained Josh Allen, their new starting QB1 on the team, making this offense elite. But before we ever see the Commanders play again with Josh Allen, we're going to be seeing the wheel land on the Rams this time. They would be going into the Raiders territory. And as we last saw the Raiders, they were able to pull off a pretty big upset against the 49ers, so they're looking for another one here. And when you have an MVP candidate at quarterback and an elite defense going for you, there's just no way the Rams would ever lose a game. 31-0. I don't know how they keep doing this. They literally might somehow manage to win this all with Geno Smith at quarterback. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but the Raiders are actually making a very big run here and might be able to win it all at this pace. Along with taking all of the Rams territory, they're also going to be adding Puka Nacua at wide receiver, which is going to be a much needed help for them. And as we go on to the next wheel spin, it would be landing on the Commanders this time, and they would be attacking Southwest to go play against the Bengals. And as we've seen from the Commanders so far, they've had a really easy time building up their offense, but with the Bengals having one of the best receiver duos in the league, it's going to be pretty tough to beat that out. And going into the fourth quarter, the Commanders offense would be looking very bad as they would be down 27-10. And after a last-ditch effort to make a comeback in the fourth, the Commanders would end up falling short to the Bengals 27-24. So with that win, the Bengals are taking over Commanders territory and also gaining Saquon Barkley to add to that insane offense. And just after the Bengals took Commanders territory, the Cardinals would be taking Utah. So after the Bengals' pretty big game, the wheel would be landing on the Colts this time, and they would be attacking into Bears territory. And going into a game like this, we've already seen the Bears already gain Mahomes throughout this Imperialism, but the Colts are still trying to find their ground with something. If the Colts could find a way to take down the Bears and get Mahomes, this team would definitely be looking way better. And they're definitely taking advantage of this opportunity, as going late into the fourth quarter, they would be up 28-27 against the Bears. The Colts are getting close to gaining Mahomes, but with the Bears having the ball, who knows what could happen. All right, here comes Mahomes and company. 1st and 10 here from the 20. Throws a little check down to Luther Burden, who's going to get a few yards there. Bears are in hurry up mode here with 50 seconds left. 2nd and 3. Mahomes dropping back. Scrambles outside the pocket a little bit. Throws a dot right down the middle of the field and grabs a first down with it too. 27 seconds left here for Mahomes and company. Clock is definitely ticking. They need to get out of bounds at some point here to probably stop the clock. And they do get Burden. With 17 seconds left, though, they are going to have to get up and get something down really quick. Are they going to be able to get this off in time? They are not. The Bears end up losing to the Colts. Wow, that is unreal, man. 27-28. And now the Colts have done quite the impossible, as gaining Patrick Mahomes on a team like this is definitely going to be scary for the rest of the teams remaining. And we're going to be able to see Mahomes play again soon, but before we get there, we're going to be seeing the Packers take North Dakota. And then we see the Buccaneers go northwest to face against the Dolphins for another battle of Florida, but this battle would definitely be a huge blowout win for the Bucs, as they would win 34-13 and take Bijan Robinson from the Dolphins. And after that game, we are now down to the last 10 teams left on the map, so every single game from here on out is going to matter even more. So as we would be spinning the wheel yet again, this time it would be landing on the Colts, who would be going into Packers territory. And it's pretty clear that a game like this could definitely have some big implications later on, as the Packers have already gained Myles Garrett and Justin Jefferson. And as we saw, the Colts did recently gain Patrick Mahomes, so whoever really wins this game here could easily be getting some insane help later on. So as the game went on, both offenses would look very good so far, with them battling it out the whole entire time. And as we got into the fourth quarter, things would be very close. So with less than 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, the Colts would be down 21-24 with the ball. So if they want to potentially win this game somehow, they're going to have to make a play here. All right, coming out of the 2-minute warning here from Mahomes and company. 1st and 10, throws it out to Tyler Warren, gets it across 50. He fumbles it. Oh no, that might be it. Unless their defense can get some stops, but that was a huge play by the Packers defense. Wow. Okay. Yup. So it is Packers ball. Colts have had 4 turnovers today. Clearly the reason why they're only down 3, but they really should be down more with that, as Love throws an incompletion there. Colts obviously have 3 timeouts. You would love to save as many as possible for the offensive drive, and with that incompletion by Love, that will help them a lot here. Love is now going to hand it off to Jacobs, and he's going to get stuffed right away. All right, here we go. Biggest 3rd down for the Colts here. 3rd and 9. Love's going to hand it off to Josh Jacobs. He's going to gain a first down there. And that is going to give them a new set of downs. Timeout, Colts. If this isn't proof that the Colts in real life might be frauds, I don't know what else to say. But this Packers team is pretty cracked. Love is going to throw it on 1st down. Gets it out to Wicks. Okay, he gets like a crazy play there. Colts use another timeout, and to be honest, that might be the game with another first down. What a game, man. What a game. So with the Colts fumbling that very huge opportunity for them to win, the Packers will be taking their territory, and along with that, adding Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, which makes this team look very good. So with the Packers gaining Patrick Mahomes now, this team looks pretty much unstoppable with Justin Jefferson and Myles Garrett on there as well. Only time will tell if anyone's going to be able to take them down, but from the looks of it, it just doesn't look like that. And over the next 3 wheel spins, there wouldn't be that much going on, as we would first be seeing the Texans take Arkansas, then we'd be seeing the Packers take Kentucky, and then finally we would be seeing the Bengals take Vermont before we see any other action. All right, let's see what team is going next here, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the Patriots go. Let's see what direction they're going to be going in. It looks like they're going to be going just about south. To be honest, I don't even know what we're going to call south for them. I guess we're just going to mainly say that that's probably more than likely the Bengals at this point. It's pretty clear that the Bengals have a big advantage here with now having Saquon Barkley compared to what the Patriots have done, which is so far nothing. But luckily for the Patriots, they have a pretty good defense going for them right now, so things could be looking up for them if they could just pull out the win here. And the results so far in this game would be pretty shocking, as both defenses would be showing up, which we know for the Bengals isn't usually normal, and they would be tied 16-16 with little to go in the fourth. But the bad news for the Patriots is the Bengals have the ball with 1:50 left, and they're looking to get a field goal here to take a lead. 2nd and 10 now. Obviously, the Bengals have 3 timeouts with 1:52 left. They're not in a complete rush here, as they do get a few yards there. I believe that's Noah Fant. 3rd and 3 now. Patriots defense trying to find a stop here. Gets Jamar Chase though. Okay, grabs a first down, and the Patriots have to call timeout. Patriots only have 1 timeout left. Bengals are going to hand it off to Saquon again, who is going to get absolutely nothing. Holy crap, this run game is terrible. 3rd and 12. Patriots have 0 timeouts left here. Burrow's going to try to throw it here, and he's going to go for the end zone. And incomplete, trying to hit his receiver there, and the Patriots will get the stop. Very big. If they can get this, they take the lead with 1:11 left, and the Patriots offense has to answer back, and they do make it. All right, here we go now. Drake May with 1:05 left. Career on the line right here with this one, honestly. He's been playing pretty good in this game. Drake May throws a dot down the middle to Kayshon Boutte, I think. Clock keeps kicking down. We're about to be at the 40-second mark here. Drake May gets the ball, play actions it to Gibson, throws it deep downfield, but he gets knocked out. Incomplete pass there. Drake May hasn't been doing the worst so far. In the pocket, kind of throws up with it, and then throws an incompletion. What was that? The downs keep ticking down for Drake May here. He got to get something done here. Gets it out to Hunter Henry, who gets it across the middle of the field. 13 seconds now. For whatever reason, the Bengals called timeout. Don't ask why. I don't know why they would do that in this situation. And again, throws it out to number 9. Big kick here for the Patriots. I don't know how far out this exactly is, because I'm not going to do that math in my head right now. The kick is up, and that looks like it's going to be good. And it is. The Patriots tie it up, and now we have 5 seconds left here. Probably going into overtime at this point. Honestly, not expecting a lot here from Burrow. Maybe they'll just hand the ball off and go into overtime. But honestly, you never know. They might take the Hail Mary here. Oh my God, they have a timeout. I don't even know what just happened. Oh my God. They actually might win this. I don't know if we're going to have overtime. The kick's about to go up here. Evan McPherson for the game. He is going to make it. What a turn of events. I didn't realize they would be able to get it off so quick. And honestly, I don't even know how he completed that pass. It looked like that was completely covered. And after one of the biggest catches any Bengals player could have made, they are going to be taking over all of Patriots territory now. And along with that, the defense getting some much needed help at cornerback by adding all-pro corner Christian Gonzalez to the lineup. So after that huge game, the next team landing on the wheel would be the Houston Texans, who are going to be heading up north to play against the Packers in a very big game. And I really thought the Texans and Packers could keep it close the whole entire time, but the Packers just clearly showed how much better of a team they have right now. So not only are they beating them 35-18 and taking all of their territory, they're also going to be gaining another star receiver in CeeDee Lamb to make this offense even better than it once was. And right after that, we would finally be seeing the wheel land on the Seahawks, and they would only be taking Idaho. But just after that, we would finally be getting back into the action with the wheel landing on the Cardinals this time. And they would be going out west to go play against the Raiders, who have been doing a pretty good run here so far. And I know as much as some people may want to see the Raiders make quite the impossible run here, that would be ending right away with the Cardinals. They would be taken down 28-17. So with the Cardinals ending the Raiders' insane run and taking all of their territory, they're also going to be gaining Puka Nacua to help out the wide receiver room, which we know could use it right now. And then right after that, we'd be seeing the Ravens take South Carolina before we see any more action. All right, let's see who's going to be going next here on the wheel, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the Cardinals go this time. Let's see what direction they're going to be going in, and it looks like they're going to be attacking just about southwest-ish. Cardinals going to be entering in Packers territory. Again, another very big game here. And this game right here might be the biggest game before we hit the finale. Because with the Cardinals having Justin Herbert and Puka Nacua now, and the Packers having the powerhouse they've been building up, it could be a very good game here. And this game would live up to the expectations with both offenses doing their thing from each team, and it would be tied up going into the fourth quarter. But later on, with 2:40 left, the Packers would be down 28-23, which is kind of a shocker for what they've been building up so far. But with the Packers now having Patrick Mahomes, you can never doubt this team out from a vintage game-winning drive. 2:30 now left, Mahomes and company. This is one of the best teams you could have here, and somehow they are down, which is a very big shocker, and it looks like he is going to be short of the first down there. 2 minutes left here, 3rd and 1. Obviously, you're playing 4-down territory here if you're the Packers, but honestly, they do have 3 timeouts. They could go whichever direction they wanted to with that, and they are going to get the first down. Matthew Golden gets it for them. Here comes Mahomes now, minute 45 left for him. Throws it out to Jefferson, who's going to get a few yards there. Packers call timeout. They're getting very close to crossing midfield. Clearly doesn't matter even if the field goal would do nothing for them. And Jefferson's going to get wide open down the middle and get them across midfield, gets them down at the 35. Here comes Mahomes now. Minute 27 now left. Incomplete, trying to hit it up to CeeDee Lamb. What a play by the defense. 3rd and 10 now. Minute 26 left for Mahomes here. They got to get something going now. They've been failing to get a first down. Mahomes is going to get sacked. 4th and 17. Budda Baker gets straight to him. Mahomes now 4th and 17. Biggest play of the game here and potentially the video here. Mahomes is taking his time pocket. Is going to take a crazy shot downfield. And it's going to be incomplete. I think that does it for the Cardinals. They might have just taken down this powerhouse. Oh my God. So after the Cardinals defense stopped the potential game-winning drive, they would be shutting down potentially the biggest powerhouse left on the map. And this new look Cardinals team would be adding Myles Garrett from the Packers to make this defense even better and potentially become the next powerhouse left on the map. So just like that, now we are down to the final 5 teams left on the map, which means every single game is going to be huge. But before we get into the next game, the Seahawks will be taking Oregon, which doesn't mean anything at this point now. All right, let's see who's going to be going next here for them, and it looks like it's going to be the Bengals going this time. Let's see what direction they're going to be going in, and it looks like they're going to be attacking just literally south. And we're going to be seeing another divisional matchup here, Bengals versus the Ravens. This is definitely going to be a very good game here. So going into a game like this, it definitely looks like the Bengals have the upper hand here with having more elite players being added throughout this whole Imperialism. But you can't rule out this Ravens team who's added Derek Brown so far, but also have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, so this game is definitely going to be high scoring. And normally this is one of the higher scoring games in real life that we've always seen with these two division rivals, but it's very clear the Bengals have added a lot of talent, which could easily be helping them out here. And in quite the surprise, the Bengals would absolutely be dominating the Ravens 31-17 to move on to the Final Four and also take on all of Ravens territory. And even better for them, they're going to be beefing up the defense a little bit more by adding Derek Brown to that D-line. And as we come down to the final 4 teams, before we see another game happen, the Cardinals are going to be taking Kansas. All right, let's see who's going to be going now after the Cardinals, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the Bengals go this time. Let's see where the Bengals are going to be attacking again, and it looks like they're going to be going just about southwest. And it looks like the Bengals, I'm going to say they're going to be attacking the Bucs. Honestly, that is a little more southwest than where the Cardinals are. So yeah, it's going to be Bengals versus Bucs here. Should be a really interesting game going. And it's clear that both teams have built up their teams from what they originally were, with the Bucs having Bijan and Josh Hines Allen. and the Bengals, who have gained Saquon Barkley and some really good defensive pieces like Christian Gonzalez and Derek Brown. So as both these teams would be going at it, it was very clear that the Bengals would just have the better advantage here, as they would be taking down the Bucs 21-7 in a very one-sided game. And along with that, they're going to be taking all of the Buccaneers territory and gaining Tristan Wirfs to help out that O-line, which is much needed right now. So now as we jump into the final three, we'll be seeing the Cardinals land on the wheel, and they're going to be going up against the Seahawks this time. And even though that this is a divisional rivalry game, the Cardinals have built their team up way better than what the Seahawks have, so it's not going to be easy for them to take them down. But the Seahawks would be hanging on in this game the whole entire time, as they would be going into the fourth quarter tied up 20-20. But then late in the game, the Cardinals would take a touchdown lead over the Seahawks, and with a minute 18 left, Sam Darnold would have a chance to pull off a game-winning drive potentially. All right, here comes Sam Darnold and company now. 1st and 10 with a minute 18 left. Seattle needs to get a touchdown here to even have a chance, and it's going to be thrown to Kenneth Walker, incomplete there. Obviously, Seattle doesn't have any added players. This is literally just the OG team that they have normally. Sam Darnold now motions out Kenneth Walker. Going to be lined up at receiver. 2nd and 10 here. Darnold throws it out to Kenneth Walker, who's going to get a few yards there and knocked down with 6 yards. 3rd and 4 now. Hurrying up to the line here with almost a minute to go on the clock. Darnold now dropping back. Throws a deep ball down to Kenneth Walker. What is he doing? Oh my God, 4th and 4. I don't know what he was doing there. I mean, not necessarily because they could get a first down here and continue it, but for the Cardinals defense, they could end it right here. Darnold throws it out to Kenneth Walker again, and it's gonna be incomplete. Oh my God, that was terrible. As a Seahawks fan, I want to throw up after that. And just like that, the Cardinals would be punching their ticket to the finale by taking down the Seahawks. But before we jump into the finale, the Cardinals would be taking JSN from the Seahawks to help that receiver room even more now, having a really nice big three there. But now it's time for the finale between the Cardinals and the Bengals. And both teams have done an insanely good job to build up their team for the finale, with the Bengals adding Christian Gonzalez and Derek Brown to the defense, but on the offense, Saquon Barkley and Tristan Wirfs make that offense elite. And for the Cardinals side on the offense, we've seen them add Justin Herbert, Puka Nacua, and JSN, which is going to help them out a lot. And for the Cardinals defense, adding Patrick Surtain and Myles Garrett is going to help them take down the Bengals offense the best they can. So take your picks between who's going to win between the Cardinals and the Bengals, because this game is going to be a thriller. Throughout the whole entire game, both of these offenses would be killing it on each side, with the defenses not really having an answer for anyone yet. So it's very clear that both these teams' offenses were going to keep their team in it the whole entire time, but the Cardinals would be up a little bit going into the fourth quarter, being 29-26. And that's where we'd be staying the same for the rest of the fourth quarter until we got down to the last 3 minutes of the game, where the Bengals have the ball and Joe Burrow and company are going to have to try to figure out a way to tie this game up or take a lead. So it's time to find out if the Bengals playmakers on offense can take a lead for them, or if the Cardinals defensive playmakers are going to show up here. 3rd and 16 now. Very long way to go for the Bengals here. Obviously playing some 4-down territory, you would have to assume. And they get T. Higgins. He's going to keep going, and he is going to score right there. Oh my God. What a play for the Bengals, who were up most of this game, and then the Cardinals came back. Now the Bengals put themselves back on top with a huge play from T. Higgins. Here we go now. Herbert, play action there. Throws it right down to Puka, and it's going to be incomplete there. Here we go now. Herbert, 2nd and 10. He's going to have to scramble up himself, and he's going to pick up the first down himself and a little bit more. Timeout, Cardinals. And now Justin Herbert stepping into the pocket now a little bit. He's taking his sweet time. Throws a deep shot down to Puka, and he's gonna catch it. Oh my God. Okay, a very, very big play there by Puka. That was nuts. Gets them down to the 35-yard line. Herbert now looking for another good pass to go his way. McBride grabs the first down and a little bit more. A crazy just offensive drive here by the Cardinals. Now they're in the red zone here. Herbert trying to throw it down again. He's going to get Marvin Harrison, who's going to break a few tackles and grab a first down. They call timeout one more time. This is just unreal here. Justin Herbert now trying to throw it again. Gets it down to the screen pass. DeMarcado is going to get stopped right away, though, with a minute left. 45 seconds now left for the Cardinals here. Obviously, they're in goal line range, so they could be taking their time to try to drain the clock. And Herbert is just going to pitch it down to his running back there. They have to call timeout one more time. All right, here we go now. 3rd and goal. 2 more tries for the Cardinals here to win this game. Or I guess to take a lead more so. And he's going to throw an interception in the end zone. Oh my God, Herbert. No way. Christian Gonzalez gets the interception in the end zone for the Bengals, and one kneel down from the Bengals. That is going to do it. And just like that, the Bengals complete their comeback and pull off the 2026 Imperialism win. So after an amazing offensive drive and an amazing play by the defense, the Bengals would control the whole entire map. So after a long journey of taking down some of the toughest teams left on the map, they are now controlling the whole entire US. But what if we put the Bengals in another Imperialism where we took the all-time versions of every single NFL team and made them fight it out until one remained? Would the Bengals be able to pull off another win? Click the video on the screen to find out.